Hello, I'm Executive Chef Joseph Schwartzer, and welcome to our kitchen. Today I'd like to share with you my recipe and procedure for preparing a pork secreto steak. This particular steak is coming from the Ibérico breed of pig, and most of the times the secreto steak is prepared just by seasoning and grilling it and then slicing it. Also, in case you didn't know or never heard of it, the Secreto steak is the pig version or the pork version of the skirt steak in beef. It cooks just as easy. It's not the most pretty cut of meat. However, what it lacks in aesthetics, it more than makes it up for with flavor and also how easy it is to cook. So with this recipe today, we're going to take an Ibérico pork loin. We're going to wrap it with the secreto steak, and meanwhile we're going to fill it with a bacon mousse. So join me now as I show you how to make this really easy dish and very flavorful dish. Well, this time I'd like to say thank you to all the current subscribers. I really appreciate your support. If you're just visiting for the first time or repeat visitor, welcome. And if you've not done so yet, please subscribe to the channel if you like what you see, and hit the notification bell and be up to date with all of our latest posts. Let's get cooking. Let's begin by making the mousse. You could do it in a food processor. However, I recommend doing it in a grinder. It's just a lot easier. If you do use the food processor, you will have to add some kind of liquid to it, whether it's chicken stock, pork stock, water, heavy cream, or even egg whites that'll help loosen it, because as these proteins start to get mashed up, they're going to turn into a paste. So let's go ahead and start feeding our bacon through and go ahead and grind it using the smallest die that you have. Now that we have all the ingredients ground up, let's go ahead and start mixing it and seasoning. Well, here we are with all of our ingredients ground up. We have the bacon, we have onion and garlic. So let's go ahead and add our fresh chopped parsley. Go ahead and mix it. So taste it and adjust any seasonings that you may have, and we are ready for the next step. Well, as I had mentioned before, this secreto is not really a pretty piece of meat. However, it has so much flavor and it is very easy to cook. Simply season it, grill at high temperature, a few minutes on each side, go ahead and start slicing it and serving. So I usually flip it over and take a look and see which side I want to use as my outside. And I think I'm gonna put this side to the center. The pork loin, now that's a beautiful piece of meat. You may be able to see the marbling that's through there. If not, I'll go ahead and take a picture of it just to give you an idea as to how awesome the Ibérico pork is. So now I will season with salt. I'll go ahead and lay down my pork loin. The reason I'm doing this is I'm trying to get a size for the meat. So I'll kind of put my loin up close to the edge there, and then go ahead and make myself a mark and go ahead and cut. And this piece, we are going to season that and then go ahead and simply grill it, eat it maybe with tacos or something like that. Now that we have our secreto shaped, I'll go ahead and season it with a little bit of harissa. Feel free to use any seasoning you like. For Ibérico, I tend to use more earthy and dominant type flavors, like juniper berry and things like that for my wild game, because this pork is going to have a very robust pork flavor. It's not going to be boring by any stretch of the imagination. So now let's go ahead and take our mousse or farce, more like a farce, just a force meat, and let's go ahead and spread this evenly across the top of the secreto. All right. So now that we have that there, let's go ahead and put our pork loin in here. Take a piece of that off. And now all we'll do is go ahead and I'll roll this up like so. And this other piece will come here. So for this piece, because it's a smaller piece like this, I want to make certain that I get it tied nice and tight and uniform. So technically, when you're working with smaller pieces, it's a little tougher to do than some of the larger stuff, at least for me. So let's go ahead and take our string in, tie our knot in one time, and then around a second time, and then go ahead and tie it. And the reason you do it a second time, when you pull it, snug it tight, see it hasn't released. If you just did it the one time, like when you're tying your shoe, as soon as you let off the tension, it loosens up again. So now that we did that, let's go ahead and do there and tie our knot. And then we can go ahead and take off our excess pieces and go ahead and continue it. For this piece, you know, you're probably gonna want close to 5 or 6 strings on it. Here we go with our last string. Go ahead and snug it up nice. You don't want to over tighten it because you end up squeezing everything out of it. So here we go. Nice and uniform looking. And this little end, this little overlapping here, I'm not concerned with that at all. Could you tie this up a little bit? You could. I don't see the reason for it. We look at the other side, is really nice as well. So now we are ready to sear this. Well, I have a non-stick saute pan preheating over medium-high heat. I'll go ahead and add a touch of olive oil to it. Now that the pan seems pretty hot, let's go ahead and begin to sear it. So now that we got it seared, we're going to go ahead and transfer it to a roasting pan with the rack. Go ahead and put it into the preheated oven, 375 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 45 minutes. Well, there you have our pork loin wrapped with a Secreto steak has completed. It actually got done in about 42 minutes. I had it resting for 10 minutes now. We are ready to slice. There you have beautiful pork loin with our little farce, our bacon farce going around. And what I do is I keep the strings in when I'm slicing, just to help keep it a nice straighter cut and also keep your product together, because many times it will fall apart on you. So we go ahead and slice it to desired thickness. There you have. That's the way I like to eat my Ibérico. And don't panic. If this is undercooked for you, that is perfectly fine. Feel free to keep it in the oven longer. Don't go 45 minutes, go closer to 1 hour. And we're ready for service. Well, there you have it. My Ibérico Secreto steak wrapped around the Ibérico pork loin. The mousse or farce, whatever you want to do, force meat, however you want to refer to it, you could do several different things. We could have made a mushroom mousse, as I did in my stuffed airline chicken breast a long time ago. The video for that is there on the channel. There's no shortage of what you can fill these with, even, or don't fill it, just wrap it and call it a day. The bacon adds a little smoke flavor to it and just adds a whole world of earthiness to this amazing meat. The Ibérico has a distinct pork flavor, and it's one of these things when someone asks you what does it taste like, you're not gonna say it tastes like chicken, I assure you. Very tender, very flavorful. And mine, I served them with lentils. Feel free to serve it any way you like. Also, with that second piece, or that leftover piece of the Secreto, I still had a little bit of the bacon force meat left. So what I did was I just made essentially a roulade with that, just to use up all the product. So we'll be very happy with that and the snack on that. So I hope you enjoyed today's presentation. I hope it gives you some ideas or opens your mind a little bit to other ways to prepare a Secreto steak. Thank you for joining. Hope you give this a shot, and let me know how it worked out for you if you try it. Thanks again for joining. Yo,